Your communication is happening every second of the day. How you act and how you present yourself is a communication with those around you. When you determine how, or when you evaluate how you present yourself and you think about doing it in a healthy way, it doesn't mean that you're doing what others expect of you. It means that you are staying true to your values and treating others with respect. When you act with integrity and you're not lying, you're not being deceitful. It's really where you build trust with others, and you can also feel confident that you have done what you believe in. When you work on your own self, in your interests and talents, whether it be singing, drawing, painting, knitting, making rubbings with art, whatever it is, playing music, whatever it is, developing your own interests and talents gives you more contentment with yourself, positive, you can form relationships and feel better. So that self-care of finding those interests is really important. And we know that when you're outside for just a short bit of time, it doesn't take very long, taking a quick brisk walk outside, going to the park, walking out in nature has a positive impact on your mood and mental health. Now, most of the research of long-term relationships has been done on married couples, but Dr. Reese believes that these benefits are really applicable to any long relationships or close relationships with a partner, a friend, or a parent. So if we look at individuals that aren't necessarily married for a long period of time, we know that if you have a long-term relationship, that there are multiple benefits, and that would be direct health benefits like lower blood pressure, fewer colds, fewer doctor visits, but we also know that the emotional component or the mental health, less depression, less pain experience, better stress management, happier life. So having a long-term relationship is important. So do you have someone that you feel connected with from long from high school, depending on what your age is? I have my best friend I've had for probably about 25 years, and she lives a block and a half away from me, and she and I can we camp together, we laugh, we sit by fires, we go for walks. I feel very connected with her, and even though she's not my spouse, she's my closest friend, and no matter how long that friendship has been, we always can get back together. And if we have a space between, we still can catch up. So long-term relationships don't necessarily mean your married partner. It can be a friend, a closeness with a parent, etc. We need to recognize that relationships, especially long-term relationships, require nurturing. That means that we have to have a connection. It's not just going to happen. It's something that we have to make a commitment to. So when you look at getting together for coffee or talking on the phone or maintaining a relationship through visits, spending time together. That's all. It's a commitment. It doesn't just happen. And we know that we have to be very, we need to feel that for it to work, it needs to be a relationship or a person that you feel really close to, that you know you're safe with them, they can depend on you, and you can depend on them. And all dimensions of you contribute to a healthy relationship. Part of a good relationship is intimacy. And intimacy just means that you have a deep relationship. It has honesty, frequency of connecting, trust. You feel approved, you feel deep connection with that person, and it is equal on both sides. Both sides of that relationship are benefiting. It's not just one-sided. You feel a strong support from that individual. Intimate relationship, okay? That is from a friend, a family member. It also can be a partner. When you talk about sexual intimacy, that has both passionate and compassionate love. Passionate, where you have that big sexual attraction. Compassionate is when you have the affection, trust, and genuine concern. When you understand the dimensions of relating and making intimacy part of your life, it can deeply improve all of your relations. Loneliness is an issue that needs to be considered when we look at relationships. Now, people who live alone can be perfectly happy and have strong social connections with others. Loneliness is when an individual is feeling disconnected, isolated, and it is really a signal that we need to reach out and connect with others, which is necessary for health and survival. To overcome a loneliness, remember it's a quality of our connections and not the quantity. In other words, it's not how many friends that you have, it's what are your strong connections. You have a few really good connections, good friends. It doesn't mean that you're friends with a large number of individuals or that you have that intimacy with a large number of individuals. Responsibility is another important component of healthy relationships. When we avoid a responsibility, it negatively impacts our relationships because it's really more of a manipulation. It's not genuine and honest relating. We want to seek out relationships by being in a healthy place yourself. So with responsibility, we need to accept how we respond to life, own how you feel, don't blame others. And this is a real simple one. When you have an anger or you're upset, we want to blame somebody else, but what's going on inside? How you feel is how you feel. Someone cannot make you feel a certain way, and you cannot make someone else feel. It's how they react. Taking responsibility for how you feel is important, and it's usually based upon a previous experience, hurt feelings, a variety of reasons. Being responsible to how you act is really a start of having personal happiness and positive relationships. The only person you can change is yourself. If change is needed, be gentle with yourself and be patient. When you consider all of your relationships, think about your own long-term relationships. What benefits do you see? How can you improve? How does having a healthy relationship improve complete wellness? That's your thought for the chapter, and that's something that I'm going to ask you to address in the assignments. So in the end of the chapter, our very last thing is just that moving forward, just some key points. Try to consider as you read. Be a person who learns to be positive, find your passion, live abundantly. When you give to others using your talents, it helps you, but it also helps others. Look for having and building long-term relationships. And when you give to others out of abundance, not because you feel it's you have to. That's really, really important. And with that, I hope that this quick overview was helpful.